Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Boruto anime review. This one's going to be for episode 99, which is called Jugo and the Curse Mark. So second episode of this arc, and I think overall it's building, of course, to something in the middle of the arc to reveal where exactly we're getting to. Right towards the end here, we get a kind of better sense exactly of what's going on. And I suppose the main thing that this episode revealed was that the curse mark spreading to the animals isn't caused by Jugo. He's actually trying to investigate and stop this from happening to protect the animals. The curse mark that is at fault here comes from somewhere else and is different than his one. So that's probably the most interesting plot fact that this episode revealed. Who made this curse mark, what's going on, and especially right at the end with the introduction of those kind of green-haired kind of shinobi with the kind of neckband things that they activate, and it activates the curse mark. Where did they come from? What are they trying to accomplish? And then there's also that kind of mystery with the guys investigating from the Land of Rivers as well. So that's definitely something interesting in terms of just okay, people are trying to harness animals to go wild, but it's also now working with humans as well. I'm not sure. Maybe some scientist has just made some wild curse mark that just continues to spread, with the aim of making it to be this banned technology for humans, and it's just the after effects of it that it was spread. Maybe that is the case. I do want to know what exactly is going on here, because otherwise I think the main focus of this is definitely okay, Jugo gets a bit of a focus here. He is a Naruto Shippuden character. He definitely was one of the less developed of the sort of more notable characters in terms of you always remember him being on the team with Suigetsu, Karin, and Sasuke, but he definitely didn't get too much of a focus. He was always very much that, he's got the curse mark and that's where some of that stuff came from guy, and that really is it. And then the other dynamic that they had with him was that Sasuke was this the one person who was able to sort of keep him calm, which, I wonder will they address that? Will Sasuke make an entrance in this arc and be someone who, without needing those injectors, basically someone who can keep Jugo calm the whole time? Because what was weird about this episode in a way was that the focused on dynamic was actually Jugo and Boruto. To get that across, I didn't particularly enjoy what they were trying to do, in that initially Jugo wouldn't talk to Boruto because he's just you killed a bird, how dare you protect yourself when you were being attacked here? I'm not going to talk to you again. And then Boruto, I think, trying a bit too hard to overcorrect that and be we'll help you save the birds. And it's okay, fine, I get it, you want to do this, you made a kind of slight overreaction, but just it doesn't feel like the most amazing dynamic. Whereas the fact that Mitsuki and Sarada both know Jugo already, I'd be more interested to see what's going on there rather than necessarily just Boruto. In that I don't think they're going to go down the road of having Boruto also be the most important person to Mitsuki and Jugo now. I still think that will remain either Sasuke, or I could see something with Sarada. Maybe she kind of helps him remain calm or something like that. But we do have to wait and see on that. And the only issue I think with Jugo as a character is just that he doesn't really talk all that much, and so it is just very much this one note thing of he wants to save the animals. He has this curse mark power that allows him to, I suppose, people to use it to create curse marks using his blood, but also he can absorb them in, and he does have this kind of crazy transformation where he undergoes the curse mark transformation, and he just goes berserk. They seem to be suggesting that they might go down the road of finding some way to heal it almost, or get rid of it somehow, but I don't really know if that's exactly something they're going to do. I think we know this arc is going to be 6 episodes, so there's 4 left, so there's still a lot of time to do stuff with here. And because he's a sort of noted character, I don't think they're just going to kill him off. So leaving off, they have to, I suppose, find some way to tackle the fact that it is this wild power that just kind of takes over him suddenly. They can't just leave him like this. Now, they do seem to be basically telling us more or less that the reason this is happening is because as he absorbs this new curse mark, it's sort of amplifies the kind of berserk aspect of him, that he can only take so much of that in without losing control. Whereas I think the implication was that prior to this, like, he kind of had his own one on control, but then adding in this other curse mark, it's kind of affecting him adversely. So I like that the episode got us to the point where there is this mystery going on with where this other curse mark comes from, and now these new shinobi entering the scene. But that it is also meant to be like a character focus on Jugo. We're going to get to see what drives him, and hopefully leave off somewhere interesting where he is a bit more of a focused character. The other, I thought, was frustrating thing about the episode was what they did with Konohamaru. So they gave him a really cool, like, minute or so taijutsu sequence with really good animations, amazing flips, taijutsu, cool stuff with the knife and like flipping it around and like using it really nicely. But then he just gets his chakra absorbed almost immediately, and especially with like Konohamaru is probably the biggest example of this, of like most of the characters of just, it's super hard to judge how powerful Konohamaru is meant to be, because is he meant to be the Kakashi of this series where he is really that good? Konohamaru hasn't really shown that up to now, because he just goes back to Rasengan to get out of any bad situation, and then we don't really see any of his like other jutsu that he has. Like, what got him to the point of being a Jonin? Was it just that he has the Rasengan and is a good standard ninja with the kind of chakra blade thing? Or is there something more? Like, where's the Sarutobi Clan jutsu? Some of the more fancy kind of fire jutsu. That's sort of what I'm waiting to see from him, to really see him show off. Now, maybe them taking him out early on in the arc is paving the way for him to have a bigger fight later on and do something super impressive. Because ultimately, I think that's what most fans just want. They want to see Konohamaru just come in and, like a Naruto, like a Sasuke, do something really, really strong that gets across this is the gulfing class between the people on his team and him as the captain. And right now, it kind of feels like a lot of the other characters feel a little bit more special than him. Boruto has all these different jutsus that he can use and so on. Sarada has the strength and the Sharingan. Mitsuki has the stretchy arms and stuff like that. Even the other team that they're with, Team 15 here, like, Sumire has Nue. Namida now has the crazy hyper beam attack, which seems super powerful and is definitely, I think, going to come back. But we'll have to wait and see on that. I just want to see Konohamaru do something cool and not get defeated in the process. You have to sort of, in a way, book him strong to justify him being the team captain. Otherwise, like, how is he really teaching them anything if he doesn't really feel all that great himself? Now, the crazy taijutsu was cool, and obviously the idea is that none of the other characters are on that level yet. But you have to, back it up with all the other stuff as well. Have the jutsu as well. And especially with, like, this is, like, the guy Naruto trained. Like, the Naruto's kind of pupil. Here's another person who wants to be Hokage. And I think if people are thinking, like, we're going to see the next Hokage after Naruto, it probably might be Konohamaru as they sort of transition between maybe Naruto, Konohamaru getting to Sarada, if they're going to go down that way. But he doesn't feel like that at all. Whereas, like, Kakashi was always set up as he is the most, like, amazing technical, he gets stuff done, he is an exceptionally powerful ninja, and there's no denying that whatsoever. He is the best Jonin in the village. I don't know what way I'm meant to judge Konohamaru right now because of just how they're portraying him in fights. And it's frustrating to see, because how many times have we said this with him, where he just is just not doing all that much? Like, I get it, they can't have crazy fights every single time just because they have a character in play, but with Konohamaru especially, he is the guy who is just like, oh yeah, he'll be the Jonin to just, fight, stay in the fight, but all he'll ever do is just, fight with the kunai or the chakra blade, and that's it. He doesn't really use jutsu all that much, so it is frustrating. But yeah, I think the arc is building to a nice point. There's enough mystery presented here that I am invested to see where they going next. In that, okay, everyone seems to be targeting the fact that something's going on with Jugo. If indeed the kids who are the shinobi plus the guys investigating, if they're the ones like behind the curse mark, I get why they would want Jugo to sort of maybe stabilize it somehow, use the ability that he has, like Orochimaru has, to sort of create a new curse mark and stabilize it somehow, and that will be a major plot point. I think they need to deliver, though, on, I suppose, who the ultimate villain is behind all of this, and allow, of course, Jugo to have an arc and bring it kind of full circle in a good way. So, like, 6 episodes is a good amount for an arc. I just think they need to deliver on a lot of these points. This one was a little clunky with the odd Boruto-Jugo dynamic and the frustrating portrayal of Konohamaru, but I hope in the coming episodes they can fix that. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say about this episode. At times, it felt a little repetitive in that they just kept going back to the cave. Like, oh, Jugo's going crazy again, let's go back to the cave. Let's walk away again, but let's go back to the cave. There were still bits and pieces like that, but now it feels like we're in the plot. So that's my thoughts on the episode. In the comments, let me know what your thoughts were on this one, but that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.